Okay, now let's talk about range of the function. Last time we talked about x squared. X is allowed to be anything. But what could the output be? Remember, we talk about input and we talk about output. If my input is x and my output is x squared, right? F of x, and we have x squared. If x is -1, what's my output going to be? -1 goes to a +1, because -1 squared is a +1. What if my input is 0? 0 squared is 0. What about 1? What's my output? 1 squared, +1. So again, what's the pattern here? What are my outputs? Can I get a negative output? No. So my range, I would say my range is that f of x is going to be greater than or equal to 0. There's no way for an output to be a negative with this function. So that's what we would say. The domain could be any x, any real number. The range is only positive numbers. Okay? So now, what if I change it a little bit and make it x squared minus 3? Have I changed the inputs? No. But what have I done to the output? Make yourself a little chart if you need to. If x is -1, what's f of x? Well, -1 squared is 1. 1 minus 3 is -2. If x is 0, 0 squared is 0 minus 3 is -3. And 1. 1 squared is 1 minus 3 is -2. You should be seeing a pattern. If you don't see the pattern, plug in a couple more numbers. X is -2, -3, whatever you need to do, look for that pattern, because since x squared can't be less than 0, f of x can't be less than -3. Has to be greater than or equal to -3. Okay, now we can keep doing this. I can try a different problem. Let's say I do 4 minus x squared. What's the range? Well, x squared starts at 0 and goes up to infinity. Right? Just like we said. But I want 4 minus that. So what's my pattern going to be? If x is -2, -1, 0, 1, 2... Well, if x is -2, -2 squared is 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. Do the same thing for -1 and 0. You see there's a pattern emerging, and if you don't see it, plug in a couple more points. F of x is going to keep going lower and lower as x gets bigger and bigger. So we would say f of x has to be less than or equal to 4. Okay? So we're looking at those patterns. When it comes to range, you have to use a lot of logic and thinking, but take it one number at a time and you'll see it.